welcome back. I'm Chrissy. Today we are going to be, as you might have seen, painting a mural in my bathroom. I'm really excited to start this mural. Let's go ahead and just jump into it, and I'll give you some more details on what my inspiration was and kind of some details on the bathroom as you watch me get ready and start prepping. Okay, a little backstory here. When we first moved into this house, the bathroom was pretty dated, gross, lots of pink, warped countertops, a lot of stuff going on. So we knew we needed to renovate, but we also wanted to phase ourselves to make it make sense financially. So the plan was to do the vanity in 24 and then the shower and everything else in 2025. Well, in comes the mouse in the house, and I mean that quite literally. One day we saw a mouse running across our bathroom floor and right underneath the vanity. In a desperate attempt to find the little guy, safely capture him, and release him, I tried to take the toe kick off of the vanity and find his entry point. Here's when I realized that the bottom of the cabinet was entirely rotten and just crumbling in my fingers. Okay, so new plan. We're gonna need a new vanity, but if we need a new vanity, we need a new floor, and if we need a new floor, we need a new tub, and if we need a new tub, you get the idea. Planning this new renovation took months of in-depth market research, and by that I mean several phone calls to the DIY group of the family to figure out a timeline so that we could take some time off of work to complete the renovation. We landed on a week. In hindsight, this was obviously not enough time, but that's all in the past now. And then, of course, we planned an international vacation to Italy, starting the day that we were supposed to finish the bathroom. Honestly, I don't know what was going on here. Don't ask me why. It was terrible planning, but it all worked out in the end. Safe to say, I left for Italy with a demolished bathroom and little hope of even a toilet when I returned, but in comes my inspiration for this mural. More on that later, though. Let's go ahead and mix some paint. This is how we're making our paint colors for this mural. I clearly have a wide variety of sample paint. I figured it would be cheaper, not necessarily easier, to mix my own colors for this mural. And I'm choosing to mix them in containers. So, for example, this container is going to be for red, this one for yellow, this one for blue, because I know that this mural is not going to be done in a day, and so I don't want to just like mix a batch of paint and then have it dry and not be able to use it. So I'm just taking over, I'm commandeering the samples. The colors that I'm going to go for are going for red, blue, and yellow. So I'm just going to mix the primary colors. These colors are a bit muddied, so hence my goal in trying to I'm using this green color to make red because I know that it's going to muddy it a little bit, and I don't have a ton in there, so I'm going to be able to overtake it with red. And yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and start with that one. Move the rest of these to the side. I have all of these samples of paint from furniture painting that I did. I painted a dresser. Okay, so right now it's pink for sure. So I'm just going to keep adding stuff to make it the color that I want it to be. Brown. And a lot more red. Now for blue. Look together. Okay, we'll see how those dry. Work on the yellow in the meantime. Just a touch. Okay. These are the three colors that we mixed. I'm going to be able to mix all of the other colors that I need from these colors. So now we can go ahead and actually get started on the mural. As I'm going through and painting, you might be thinking, what in the world are you doing? Well, I'm painting some grotesques on my wall. And what are those? They are a style of frescoes that often features birds, flowers, vegetation, and fantastical creatures with human and animal characteristics. They were popularized in the Renaissance period after the rediscovery of Nero's Domus Aurea, his unfinished palace, and the wall art that was found there. This is actually where we get the name grotesque. It comes from the same Latin root as grotto, which originated from Greek crypt, hidden place, meaning a small cave or hollow, because the unfinished palace was hidden under a bunch of dirt. The original meaning was restricted to an extravagant style of ancient Roman decorative art, rediscovered and then copied in Rome at the end of the 15th century. They are typically arranged in a symmetrical or balanced pattern, often around architectural frames or within a frame. The first place I discovered these fantastic pieces of art is Palazzo Vecchio in Florence, Italy. At first, walking up to this building, you are met with a stone facade that is not entirely ornate, but as soon as you walk onto the ground floor, everything you see has been painted in these intricate designs. Honestly, it's breathtaking, strictly speaking, as an American who couldn't stop looking at the ceiling because I'd never seen anything like it in my life. And slowly throughout my journey of this museum, I fell absolutely and totally in love with these designs. I ended up buying the book featured in this video because I needed some reference to make these myself. So when we got home from Italy, 1,000 pictures later, we finished our bathroom and moved on to other things. Until a few weeks ago when Tyler was asking me what mural I was going to paint in the bathroom, and he mentioned the grotesques. And bam, inspiration struck. So I spent the next week painting this mural. I ended up picking an existing fresco from my book as the design here and mostly copying it, but adjusting when I needed to make room for everything to fit in the space allotted, and choosing when to add humanoid features since I'm not really a painter of people. Some notable features I changed were the corner squares. There were different little designs in each of them, and I decided to pick 6 amphibians to paint myself. I guess 8, actually. 8 amphibians to paint myself. But for the most part, I followed the design from one of the walls in Palazzo Vecchio. Anyway, I hope that you like what I painted. Let me know, and hopefully you did, because I'm planning on using them a lot more in my future work and trying to tweak the designs to make them my own. Anyway, that being said, if you want to stick around, feel free to subscribe. Planning on posting a video every other week. Bye-bye.